World currency is interesting. I think it would streamline a lot of things. I don't know enough about how that would affect actual economies, just because I don't necessarily look at like international currency, politics, economies that much, especially the ones that there's too many countries. Um, I think it's interesting though, as a just from like a geopolitical standpoint, to think how that might affect relations between countries and whether that makes them cooperate more, or like someone had mentioned on the show, does it make them more antagonistic towards each other? I think it's an interesting concept, but I don't think it'll ever happen just because there's too many variables, I guess. I think there's just too many people who are too corrupt that would never let it happen.
Being that I recently had, well, not recently, but like 4 years ago, I had a best friend of mine who actually died of stomach cancer, and we didn't know. I sort of think that they're kind of I want to believe that they're in a place that it's kind of better than this, shit that's in this world itself, or something that's actually a little bit better than it. I'm not. I guess I consider myself Christian, because I do want to believe there's a heaven and something that's rewarding for people after the afterlife, after they contributed good stuff out there, rather than having, atheists say, oh, you're dying, that's just about it. Because I really think that there should be way more to it, like a great finish line down the road, than saying, oh, well, you're dead, so what next? You want some lunch or something? Like, I don't want that to happen, Like, I have a dad, I have a mom that has helped me and provided me for all the care that they needed, and I want to give back to them as much as I can. And I kind of want to know that afterwards they want to go into a greater, better place. And I personally think that Donald Trump should be fucked in the ass by Satan, but that's just my opinion.
I don't know how many people out here watch Supernatural, the show, but last season they actually kind of almost, in one episode, like, described what heaven is, which is kind of weird. It's like basically everybody's put in a room, but in that room it's like your own personal heaven. So like it's what you want. So like I think heaven, like, kind of like everybody's kind of they're resting in their own place, but like but in your own mind you see kind of like what you're actually doing. So like you're surrounded by your family, surrounded by your friends, doing what you want to do, living the perfect life, basically, and just kind of continuing and living that perfect life.
So Alex, now you go.
All right. I guess like I'm not like an incredibly religious person. I mean, my entire family is Christian, but I'm not like really involved in it. But I would like to think that there is something to drop dead. It's kind of like what Jenny said, where it's like you kind of have an option of what your afterlife's gonna be like. Like you get to pick, or in my eyes, how I see it, it's like you get to pick, like, all right, which version of yourself do you want to embody in the afterlife? Because I'm sure most people don't want to be in heaven as like an old man or old woman.
Yeah.
And then it's just kind of like I just kind of like envision heaven like it's just the regular world, except all the shitty things around there or that you don't like don't exist. Like there's no Donald Trump, no ISIS. That's kind of how I feel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jesus is crying.
Damn. Horrible.
Now my mouth boner's gone. Thanks a lot.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Yes, Chaos. Jenny, you said you believe in the whole reincarnation thing, and then Nick mentioned the thing about the contradictions between the Bible. Like, do you believe if you kill somebody, you think you can still go to heaven?
That's really hard, because I grew up Roman Catholic, so, and I was confirmed Roman Catholic, and that was my whole thing, my whole upbringing, and I still go to church, but I don't really, believe in the whole Roman Catholic, gays are bad, homosexuals are bad, you know, all that kind of stuff. I think that overall, you know, we're all good people, and you know, if you do good, you go to heaven. But murder is definitely one of those things that we're not supposed to do. We're not supposed to kill people.
Well, Jenny, I got a question for you. How do you feel about like soldiers or
See, that's
police
gets into a
officers?
whole, that
Yeah,
gets
good
into a whole
question.
gray area. I don't know how I feel about that.
As far as the soldiers thing, soldiers killing people, it's pretty much for defense. And when you kind of look at it now, as far as current events goes, you have to look at it as like, okay, so we're kind of fighting. We're fighting. Okay, our religious beliefs, and may they be like very broad or universal or just a giant melting pot or just direct. It's fighting against another religion that is so extremist that thinks that we're the threat when they're kind of doing something even more extreme. They go as far as killing us for it. So in a sense, it's kind of like just saying it's self-defense. And I know and I presume I'm not sure how everybody feels against like killing somebody in defense of yourself.
Oh
Because,
no,
hey, yeah.
Heaven's like, and I guess I do believe in a heaven and a hell, and I do believe in reincarnation. Like eventually, like we kind of recycle our souls, and they kind of come back to Earth.
But do you think that is that something that you want to believe, or is that something that you think really is the case? Like what really happens?
It's something I kind of want to believe because I kind of want to believe I'm going to be here again in the future. Like this is not my only time here on Earth. Like once I die, it's all black, and then that's it. Like honest to God, the thought of death scares the hell out of me. Like the fact that one day everything's just gonna go black and that's it.
Yeah, Warframe's not too bad.